Happy Monday. Donnie Baker here with you, LPR Sound Foundation. Also, I also own and operate ES Audio Recording Studios in Los Angeles, California. Now, today, we're gonna break from tradition just a little bit. Today, I've had this question a lot, especially from students and coaching students and mentoring. I get this question a lot. There's on my website, there's an About Me page if you want to go dig a little bit deeper. But the question always comes up: how did you get started? What made you do what it is you do? Where did you start? So today I'm going to try to answer that question. Now, I am not really good at talking about me. I'm not that kind of person. I'm not that kind of, I don't, this is really difficult, man. I don't like dropping names. I don't like saying, oh, I worked with this person and this person. I don't do that. I'm not good at that. I mean, it took me a minute. It took me a minute to even put on the studio website that the studio won a Grammy, dude, and it wasn't on the website. And I actually have a coach. Some of you may know Graham Cochran. He's now a business coach. So at one point I was working with Graham, or I should say Graham was working with me to boost my the studio business and stuff. We were on a call. We were on a coaching call, and he said, "Dude, what the hell? Why is it not on the biggest thing on your website, man?" I said, I don't know. He said, "Bro, put it on the website right now." If you look at the studio website, which is esaudio.com, I'll put a link to it right here for you. But I'm just not that, man. I try to stay like low key and humble and out of the way, and that's just me. So anyway, let's get into it. How did I get started? Well, it kind of all started when I was 12, 13 years old. And I come from when people say, "Hey, where are you from?" I'm like, I'm New Orleans, man. I'm from New Orleans. That's where I'm from. Now, I was born in New Orleans. I was raised outside of New Orleans in a really small town nobody ever heard of. The population was about 800 people. Coming into the music industry was like, there was like one bar in town that the same guy played every Saturday night. No, it wasn't like that at all, man. It was, I don't know, dude. It just kind of, I liked music. I really liked music. In the house, there was always music playing when we were kids, and it was usually Motown and funky, and it was cool, man. And coming up, that's what we heard. That kind of instilled the thing in me. I'm like, man, I really want to know how that horn makes that sound. How does the horn make that? Why does it sound like that? Let me figure this out. So even as a youngster, man, I would like take the telephone apart to see what made the thing work. My mom was always pissed, bro. So when I was 13, we took a flight to the UK. We went to Europe. We actually moved there for about 4 years. And on the way there, I sat next to a guy. And man, he looked like a rock star, bro. He had long hair and tattoos, and it just kind of, he had that vibe about him, And it turned out this guy was named Pat Travers, which I'll put a link to his thing right here. He is a rock star. He was then a rock star. He was actually going to the UK to record his first record, which is dope. And he was excited, and here's this 13-year-old kid sitting next to him who's excited about music, and now we're talking about music the whole way over. And man, that's what set it off. That's what started it. When I was in the UK at school, I got involved with the AV club, if you want to call it that, the audio visual guys. We would set up events. We'd plug in the light, make the lights happen, set up the mics, and it was live. So that's kind of where it all started, was there. When I came back, I did go to school. I got a communication degree, not really anything special, but at the time, there wasn't like audio classes. There wasn't like recording classes in college. It was just like, well, here's a microphone. This is kind of what it looks like. Maybe you can hook it up on something. But that's kind of all it was. I ended up making commercials for radio on carts. Carts are like a small piece of tape that just runs in a loop. Okay, we were making commercials and mixing and editing and putting commercials together for radio. It wasn't, oh man, I hated it. Couldn't stand it. So, because it wasn't really what I wanted to do. So eventually, I got tired of being. I felt stuck. So I basically just packed up the truck, kissed mama goodbye, and came to Los Angeles. I didn't know anybody, didn't have any, I barely had any money. I'd saved a little bit, but nothing, man. Nothing like that I needed to rent a house or an apartment or anything. So I actually lived in my truck for about 7 months. And I would just put myself into every place where musicians hung out. Guitar Center on Sunset. Man, I was there pretty much every day. Just hanging out, just talking to people. There was actually a bulletin board there. And you can put your card there and, if somebody needs an audio, somebody needs a sound guy, somebody needs a guitar tech, this is where people kind of advertise for that kind of thing. This was before internet, bro. Y'all got it so easy today, man. You just Facebook, you Instagram somebody, go, yo, man. No, we didn't have that. We had to go put a piece of paper up on the bulletin board at Guitar Center with our number, our phone number, our pager number. Yeah, it was difficult. I would go hang out at rehearsal places and just talk to people and meet people. And once I started to get involved with that industry, with that group of people, then people started to notice. I would do little gigs here and there. I'd go help somebody set up some drums at a studio, or be a guitar tech on a gig at the Whiskey one night or something. And then I got into mixing. This is where I really wanted to be. I really wanted to be a mixer. So I was doing live mixes, and I worked around town, man. All the gigs around town, Viper Room, the Troubadour, the Rainbow, and the Roxy, and there was a place called Gazzari's. I don't know if you guys remember that. I met a drummer on a gig, and he's like, "Bro, you're pretty good. You should come out on tour with us. We're gonna go out for like 3 weeks." So I did. I was this guy's tech. I would set up his drums, make sure everything was sounding good, make sure the mics were where they needed to be. From there, I got another gig. From there, I got another gig. From there, I got a bigger gig. I actually toured for 13 years with some pretty big artists. I mean, what's really cool, I'm on the stage, I'm working, and I ended up a monitor engineer. The monitors are the speakers or the in-ears so the artist can hear what's going on. I was the monitor mixer. That's what I did mostly. I did some front of house, but not a lot. Mostly monitors because I thought I was pretty good at it, and I got paid really well. It ended up that I'm actually working for one of the bands that I listened to when I was in junior high school, when I was in middle school, and I'm standing there and I'm like, bro, that's the guy. It's kind of like, it's very surreal. It's very humbling that I get to hang out with people that I was one of my heroes, basically. That's a rock band, bro. That's a rock star. And I'm hanging out. And I'm like, bro, I'm hanging out with rock stars. I'm hanging out with pop stars. But it wasn't like that for me, man. The rock stars and the pop stars and all that, they were just people, man. They're doing their gig and I'm doing my gig, and together we're making some awesome things happen for the audience. And that's kind of the way I thought about it, Now this was my job. This was my career. So there wasn't any, I wasn't like, I didn't really get into drugs and chicks, and I didn't get into it for that. That was my job. I love the job. I still love the job. So that's not the reason to get into it. It's got to be a love thing, man. Absolutely a passion thing. From there, I got tired of the touring. I got tired of my longest tour was 18 months. I was gone. I was living on a bus basically for 18 months. Crazy, I know, but that's the lifestyle. It is a lifestyle. I was tired. And I'd met a couple of other people that were touring that had been doing it their entire lives. Out of a suitcase, and I'm like, bro, I love you, man, but I can't, I don't want to be you. So that's when I decided to come off the road. All right, this is when I decided, okay, that's it, that's enough, it's time to do something else. Fortunately, and to my surprise, I guess, I met who is now my wife on that tour, which was my last tour. And that was, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, bro, that was 33 years ago. Now we own the studio. We own the studio together. My wife and I own the studio. I run it. She does all the stuff that I'm not good at. The money, the bills, the banks. I don't the insurance. I suck at that, man. But she's really good at it. She's really organized and knows how to do that stuff. So do that. So all I really got to do is show up here to the studio and hang out and do work and get paid. And it's awesome. It's not that I'm not responsible. Of course I'm responsible. I don't have to do the other stuff. I have a partner who does it. So there you go. That's how I got started. So when I first started in the studio, I saw Pro Tools starting to become a really big thing, the industry standard. So I thought, I need to go back to school and learn Pro Tools. I need to get certified in Pro Tools. If I'm gonna be able to work in this industry, in a studio, I have to be certified. So I literally went to school at an Avid approved college, if you will, a private university that taught nothing but Avid stuff. They also did video and audio. Came out of there and I'm like, woohoo, got my degree, got my certificate, I'm ready to go. Started calling studios going, bro, I'm a certified Pro Tools engineer, know everything about Pro Tools. What time do I start? And you're like, bro, you don't have any experience. We ain't messing with you. Okay, so now I got to go get experience. So how do I do that? Okay, I got to go be an intern, and I'm working for free in a studio so I can get some experience. This is how it has to work. You have to have the experience. You don't have to. I'm gonna go ahead and say this too. You do not have to be Pro Tools certified. The only time somebody needs to be Pro Tools certified is if they're going to certify other Pro Tools engineers. If you're going to work at a university, you're going to work at MI, you're going to work at Full Sail. There you have to be certified. But to work here, no. You just have to be good at what you do, and you have to be willing to put in the work. That's pretty much it, bro. You have to show up, do the work, not be an idiot, and know what you're doing. You got to know your craft. You have to be likable. Clients have to like working with you. Clients have to want to work with you. I got clients that won't work with me because we clash. This is cool though, because I've got other engineers I can call in for these clients, and they appreciate that. Creatively, we might clash, but that's fine. That happens. So went and did some intern work, bunch of time in without getting paid, but I met people. I went to industry events. I'd go to free workshops and meet other engineers and go, hey man, what's going on with y'all over there? Y'all need any help? Because I'll come over and sweep the floors or scrub the toilets or some shit. So I just want to be there. I gotta gain my experience. And this is how it worked. And eventually I was called by somebody was building a studio and they needed some help. So I came into the studio and I'm like, bro, this place is kind of a dump. This place is kind of like not really ready to go. But I tell you what, I know some stuff and I've got some experience and I can help you. I can help you build. I can help you grow. And we did that. That's how I kind of put myself in the studio. I basically put myself there, and I basically I put myself in as the studio manager. I ran that place. And eventually what happened, we ended up starting this studio. We ended up starting the studio that we're in right now. And again, that was 21 years ago. This February, 2025, will be our 21st year as a recording studio business. I mean, from that, bro, I mean, you just keep growing and keep growing and keep growing. When we first started here, I mean, we had crappy equipment. I think the interface at the time was Avid. The 192s, man, those were stupid, just compared to what we have now. But technology's gotten better. The computers have gotten faster. Things are more efficient working. So yeah, back in the day, that was like high tech. That was like the thing. And everybody was like selling their studio. Like, you should come to my studio, man. I've got Pro Tools HD 12 with whatever, bro. That's not the thing anymore. That's not how it's got to work. Everybody's got Pro Tools. Everybody's got Logic. Everybody's got Ableton. Doesn't matter. What you need to sell is you and your experience. This is how you're going to keep growing. You're going to keep going. Now, yeah, technically there's a lot to it that can't stop you, because you can always reach out. You can always reach out to me and ask me questions. I'm always willing to help you design your patch bay. Damn. Reach out to people that you know. And this is why I do what I do, because I want to help you grow. I want to help you succeed. I want you to have the life that I've had. I mean, dude, this is awesome. I get to come to work every day and just hang out and do cool stuff. I mean, mixing a record. Come on, man. You mix a record and then you hear that. I said, I've been in the grocery store before and I heard my song on the Muzak in the grocery store. I'm like, this is cool. People are actually singing my song that I mixed in the grocery store. It's crazy. That's a crazy feeling to know that you did that. That's your song. I've heard not only on the radio, but I've heard songs that I worked on TV shows. These are things I don't talk about. If somebody says something, like, oh, I wonder who mixed that. I was like, oh, I did. What? I'm not really good at, again, I'm gonna say it again, I'm not really good at talking about myself. I do have a lot of experience that I'm willing to share with you if you just ask me, and that's how it works. I do have something I want to share with you for free today. I want to send you the learnprorecording.com/basics. This is the basic signal flow course. That's where you start. If somebody says, where do I start? That's where you start. You have to understand basic signal flow. The basic signal flow of the signal coming in, going out to the speakers. What else is happening? That's what you need to know. Again, I'm gonna throw it up here again for you. Signal flow basics, it's free. Go to learnprorecording.com/basics. If you don't like it, let me know. If you like it, let me know. Leave a comment on the course. It'd be great. I'd love to hear from you. I do coaching and I do mentoring. And when you get into the free course, you'll get more information about that. I offer a free coaching call. If you guys have questions, all you got to do is ask me. I'm here for you. I know I've taken a lot of time and I've been talking about me and myself and all that crap, which I'm not really good at. And I'm glad you guys hung out this long to see the end of this thing. But let's get out of here. We'll see you guys this week. And again, if you do have any questions, you can always reach out, email me here, info@learnprorecording.com. I am here for you. I'm here to help you out. So I'll see you next time. Donnie V, I'm out.